Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we will see how to convert a design.ui file which we created in Qt Designer and how to convert this file into a Python file and execute it. The difference between execution from Python and that from a C++ code is that we have to compile a C++ code. The code which we did in Qt Creator, we compiled it, we built it, we compiled it, and then we executed it. While Python is a scripting language, what Python does is it executes it in real time, like every instruction is executed at that very moment. That's the only difference between a scripting language and a normal C coding language. So now let's see how to convert it. First of all, we'll need a text editor. Any text editor will do. I'm using Sublime Text. You can use gedit or anything. Just drag and drop this file in the text editor. You will see the UI file, the complete code of the UI file. This is written in XML. So now open a terminal and go to the destination where this file is located, the design.ui. So for that, just do cd, and you should know the path where it is located. Okay, so here is the design.ui file. Now we are supposed to convert this into a Python file. To do this, write pyuic4, which stands for Python UI convert 4. 4 is the version. Then give the source file, that is design.ui, and the command syntax demands for a greater than sign. Do not forget this greater than sign while converting a Python file, a user interface file, into a Python file. And then give the name of the destination file. You can give any name over here. For simplicity, we'll just give the same name with the extension py, design.py. Hit enter, and now when you do ls, you will see a design.py file created over here. If I minimize the terminal, you can see a design.py file over here. So if I go for a new file and drag and drop this design.py file over here, you can see the Python code, the UI code converted into Python code. Now you might have heard that Python code is smaller in size than a normal code, so you can just compare it over here. The design.ui code is almost of 165 lines, whereas the Python code is only 99 lines. So this is the difference. It is smaller. You need to have a profound knowledge of Python to understand how to code this. So now let's get into it. Whatever modifications, so right now this code, if you execute it, we can execute it by using Control B. If we execute it, if there are any errors, you can see over here they are saying there's an error on line 99, which is this import.resource file. So Python is not able to understand this resource_rc file, but if you will see in the directory, there is no resource_rc file, which means as we converted the UI file into a Python file, we need to convert the resource file into a Python file too. So to do that, again open up a terminal, and in that write a command pyrc, where rc stands for a resource file, again a c for convert, 4 for the version, and then the file name, which is resource.qrc, greater than whatever the destination file name you want, better go for the file name which is mentioned over here, resource underscore rc. So we'll write the same, resource underscore rc dot py. Never forget dot py, because it's a Python file, you need to give the extension. Hit enter, and now if we do ls, you can see a resource underscore rc file created over here. Now if you again go in the Sublime Text and hit Ctrl B, the compilation is finished, but we cannot see anything right now. So because there is no main function for it to get executed, this is just a Python file, it is not yet an executable file. So we'll get into how to make it executable. First, let's modify the code for proper operation, because as you might remember, this design.ui file is just a frame. The power won't increase when I slide the slider, or I increase or decrease in the spin box. So because we have not given the functions in this yet, so we need to do that in Python. To do that, whatever editing you want to do, not editing, but whatever functionality, whatever operation you want to give to the widgets will be given under this retranslate.ui. Sorry, retranslate UI, whatever it is, right below this. So let's get into it. Right, say qt core dot q object q object. Do not use q meta object, use q object dot connect. As you can see, it's not giving me any suggestions right now, because these are the functions of the Qt core, and unfortunately we are not able to get any suggestions. If you want these suggestions, I will recommend using Sublime Text, because gedit won't do it for you. Then now, if you remember our previous coding tutorial for Qt Creator, we use this connect function using 4 parameters. Similar parameters we are supposed to give in this. So self dot horizontal slider, which is your source of signal, comma Qt core capital signal, and what signal you want to give. So over here in Python you should use form qt f8. I'll just full screen it. Form qt f8, that when it is clicked, don't forget to count brackets. I opened one over here, so for this parameter 2 over here, comma, the third parameter will be again self lcd number, and over here you need not give slot or something, directly just give a dot and display. That's it. Copy this so that we can reuse it. Paste it. Now the next thing we want to change it according to is the spin box. And the signal from spin box is the signal from spin box is value changed. Oops. Value changed, and the value is integer value. The parameter which it is modifying is your horizontal slider. Whenever the spin box value is changed, the horizontal slider should vary. So I'll just give it over here, horizontal slider. And what of horizontal slider? Set value. Make sure you give the correct, like in this case it is camel case, so don't forget. If you forget it, you can go back in the Qt Creator coding part and look in the code what exactly the function name was. Again, you can copy this for reusing. And now the source is horizontal slider, and the signal is as it is, value changed, and the destination is spin box. Set value to the spin box. One thing we forgot is a button. So again, Qt core dot q object dot connect. Okay, in this case for the button 2 you have to use connect, as we are not making any other another function, that is if the button is clicked, quit button is clicked or something. In the previous case, even in Qt Creator you could have used the same, it wouldn't have made any difference. So self, the source is Qt button, the signal is signal. Again, don't forget to use the from UTF-8 parenthesis, and the signal is if it is clicked. Open close parenthesis. And what should happen when it is clicked is it should close, right? So this will be a third parameter, form dot close. That's it, we are good to go. So if you just hit control B, there are no errors right now, but it's not executing. Now let's look into how to make it execute. So as I said before, you need to give a main function for that. So if you just write the following lines of code to add the main function: if double underscore name the main over here should be in single inverted commas. If you have a good Python background, you should be able to understand what I'm doing right now. If not, no problem. All we need to understand is how to make the designer Qt UI part work via Python, and we'll just look into it. Just copy paste these lines. That's it. All you need is these 4 lines. So this is the main function. This is where the application is being called and it is stored in this app variable, and this is where your UI begins, and this is where your UI is beginning and is stored in the ex variable, and this is where ex show happens. That is, this is where your window, the UI window, is being shown, displayed, and this is for exiting the application. So if we run this, I'm expecting a few errors over here. Yeah, so what went wrong is there is an extra underscore over here. I guess 2 extra underscores. So there's something wrong. Oh, my mistake. It should be double equal to. I go for Control B. Okay, still some errors. It's saying sys is not defined. So to define that, on top over here where the files are imported, import one more. Import sys. This is a system file. So if we import this, and now if I hit Control B, it's showing that x.show. It is not able to find the x.show over here, line number 107, this function. So in order to use that function, we need to, because it belongs to the Qt GUI and this UI form is taking the parameter object, we don't need this parameter. So let's give it parameter of Qt GUI Q widget. Make sure Q and W is capital. Q widget, and now we need to init it. So again, init, give the parameter self Qt GUI dot Q widget dot init. Again the same parameter self. Setup UI. What these lines of code is doing is, so previously what happened, directly the setup UI was being called, but now as we have changed the parameters over here, init is being called and later init is calling setup UI. So here we are calling setup UI function and give it parameter self, and that's it. You're good to go. I guess everything seems good. There shouldn't be any error now. If I hit Control B, there you go. Your application is running. It is scaling as you wanted. If I move the slider, something is wrong. The LCD number is not getting varied. So let's go to the connect instruction which we wrote over here. LCD number part, right? So make sure you write every function as it is, every name of the function, capital, small, as it is. Anything goes wrong, it won't happen. So let's see what we did wrong over here. Self horizontal slider seems fine. Qt core signal from UTF-8, nice. If it is being clicked, okay. Self LCD number, this is also good. Display, everything seems good. I got it. Here we wrote click. The function is not clicked. How can a slider be clicked? It should be value changed. Yep. Now it should be good to go. If we hit Control B again. Yep. As I'm varying the slider, still the number is not varying. Still there's something wrong. Value changed, int. Okay. Control B. There you go. As I'm varying the slider, it's varying. That's it. So, to summarize, in this video we saw how a UI file can be converted into a Python file and how it can be executed. I hope you understood. Thank you for watching.